Hello everyone, it's Farket here. In this video, I'm going to show you how to fight close range with a bow. It's going to involve a lot of dodging, because you cannot block with the bow. This is how I fight all the time with the bow. I don't like firing arrows over a long range, because they're quite likely to dodge them. Now there's 3 types of attacks that Cannibals do, that you probably already know of. There's one where it's a single swing. The next one is a barrage of attacks. They take about 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 swings at you. And the other one is they leap at you. First one's the leaping one. How you do it is you create some distance between you and the cannibal. It's probably about 2 to 3 meters, maybe 6 foot, something like that. And you watch them very carefully and keep shooting them. And wait until they're about to leap. If you're too close, they will take a swing at you, or a barrage of swings. So how you do it is as they're about to leap, you can tell by the movement they make. You backpedal, go backwards, and you go either left or right. Pick one and stick to it. I happen to choose to go left, and as a result I can dodge 99% of attacks. While you're doing this, you can also grab the arrows off them. You can use fire arrows if you want. Fire arrows are probably the most popular method when it comes to using the bow. I've never been a fan of them because they take too long to light. Plus I don't mind a bit of risk. It doesn't matter where you hit them with the bow and arrow. There's no body part damage in the forest, so if you hit them in the head, it'll do the same damage. What I also like about this method is when you're fighting in close quarters, if they go to run away, you have a chance at shooting them again. This will stop them from running away. They'll come back and try to fight you. Now I'd be careful using this method against multiple cannibals. It's probably best to keep your distance. Even if you don't like using the bow and arrow, I'd recommend you try this method because it taught me a lot of good dodging techniques. This method doesn't really work so well on the mutants. It's more for cannibals. Mutants, you want to create as much distance as you can. They're like juggernauts, they move slow and hit hard. The other method you can use is probably what I would call the forward and back method. You take a shot and then you move up in their grill. That way, they go to swing at you, they don't leap. If you step back too far or too soon, they'll leap at you. Make sure they're about to swing at you and then move back. In my opinion, this way is a little bit more risky because if you mess up the timing and they leap at you, because you're heading backwards, you probably won't have time to strafe to the side, but you might get better at this than me. Another thing you might want to keep in mind is your surroundings. If you back into a tree or another obstacle, it's probably not going to end well for you. I also recommend you don't fight on hills with this method. I tried to do it here a couple of times and I kept getting caught. There are other ways that could make it easier. If you hit them with a poison arrow first, it would speed it up. To change arrows during mid-fight, you'll have to look down, and I don't recommend you look down while they're right in front of your face. If they go to run away, I recommend you chase after them and try your hardest to hit them with an arrow. And that way you can keep fighting them. One thing I don't like about the bow is you can get covered in blood even if you're not in contact with them. Strength doesn't affect the damage of the bow and arrow. With ranged weapons, it doesn't matter how much strength you have, the damage will be the same. I tested the bow and arrow against these cannibals, and 11 arrows, normal arrows, will kill one of these cannibals on hard. And with bow and arrows, it takes 7. So it's probably about an extra 40% damage, I would assume. Another good thing about using the bow is that it actually doesn't use any energy. So you can conserve your energy and use it for dodging attacks. If you miss with arrows, it's up to you what you do. Because if you go after them, they might hit you in the back. It might be best to wait until they're dead. But if you wait until they're dead, you might have forgotten where the arrow went. You gotta weigh up the pros and cons of this. Anyway, if you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe. Cheers.